Okay, listen, I know this is gonna sound insane, but according to multiple sources that I've interviewed over the last couple of weeks, ESL told multiple Rainbow Six Siege teams to break the law. Players, casters, and coaches were told to lie to Japanese border officials, all because ESL didn't want to bother getting them visas. This story is nuts. Two giant disclaimers before we jump into this. Okay, so first off, this story is ongoing, which means that things could change over the coming weeks. And two, out of fear of punishment, most people that I've talked to for this wish to remain anonymous. So this past weekend, Rainbow Six Pro League finals took place in Japan. Now, Pro League is run exclusively by ESL, and ESL as a company is broken up into country-specific branches. And the branch that runs everything Pro League related is ESL Poland.
I would say, so I started with ESL, and this is to clarify because I know this gets confused a lot whenever we talk about it on Twitter publicly or whenever even people ask us about it from the public. This is ESL Poland specifically. We've dealt with ESL America, ESL Italy. We've dealt with plenty of other ESL branches before. This is specifically ESL Poland and how they have not been great partners for Rainbow Six Siege. ESL Poland has strict, they have an exclusivity for all of Rainbow Six, anything pro. But no matter what, no matter if you're working or playing an event, it's ESL sanctioned. You're paid by ESL, whether you're a player or talent or, I don't know, staff behind the scenes or something. At the end of the day, your paycheck still comes from ESL Poland.
The vibe that I've gotten from both the R6 community and the sources that I've talked to is that ESL Poland is an absolute shit show. When general managers from these various teams emailed ESL about what to do when they got to the border without proper visas, ESL management told them to tell officials that they were there to spectate an event, not play in one. What this basically means is that ESL told them to straight up lie to border officials. And we have the emails to prove it. Okay, so you're about to see a bunch of emails that I was sent, but first you need to know that we've redacted all of the identifying details in order to protect our sources. The first email example shows a general manager asking an ESL employee what exactly they want them to do when they get to the border. In this second example, well, this is the email that shows that ESL straight up told them to lie at the border. And on top of those two, this third example sent to the casters basically says the exact same thing. If that wasn't enough, we have text and Discord messages between players talking about how they were told to lie at the border about why they were coming to Japan. All of these examples I've just shown you basically say, hey, don't say shit about working an esports event. Pretend you're here for tourism. Okay, so in a second, I'm gonna break down visas just to make sure that we're all clear about how they work. On a very basic level, most countries allow you to stay in the country for 90 days on a short stay tourist visa. Short stay visas are for tourism only. You can't make any money if that's the only paperwork you have. If you do want to work, there's an entirely different visa application and additional paperwork that you have to file. Now, you might be wondering why the hell teams are reaching out to ESL about visa applications, since technically you have to file all that paperwork yourself. That's because ESL sent out emails like this, which basically reads as, fill out this paperwork, send it back, and we'll do the rest. Now, according to NIP's general manager, instead of helping them file the paperwork like they said they would, ESL just turned around and said, hey, not our problem anymore. And because of that, despite a social media shitstorm and emergency attempts at securing visas, it didn't matter. FaZe Ion and 3 members of NIP didn't get their visas and didn't make it to the Pro League finals in Japan. All of this is unfortunately really normal and highlights a systemic problem throughout esports. Now, obviously, people made it into Japan. There was still a tournament and people won shit, but we don't know if they were able to secure visas outside of ESL, if they lied at the border, if anybody lied at the border at all. This situation is still super unclear. Now, I've reached out to ESL for comment about all of this, and here's what they had to say. The players' visa incident was very unfortunate for all parties, and we are currently investigating what exactly went wrong in the first place. We are also improving the process already, making sure this will not happen again. After facing issues with visas due to miscommunication, we worked closely with all parties to investigate various opportunities to still fly in players on time. Applying for tourist visas was indeed one of these options. We supported NIP and FaZe Clan significantly to gain last-minute visas due to miscommunication. We were able to secure visas for almost every player participating and even adapted our rule set for additional stand-ins. ESL is basically saying that they didn't have enough time to properly secure the right visas for players and coaches going to Pro League finals. Instead, they told them to use the tourist visas, which in this case is still wrong. Okay, so just to recap all of this insanity, the R6 community blew up after ESL allegedly dropped the ball when it came to helping teams secure visas for the Pro League finals. Players from NIP and FaZe weren't able to attend, and ESL stayed quiet throughout the whole thing. And then we found out that ESL Poland told casters and players to lie at the border. And that's it for now. Like I said off the top, this story is still developing and I'm still chasing down a bunch of other leads, which means when I know more, so will you. You asked me how I would say it to him. That's how I would say it to him. I would say it to you that way.
Okay, calm down. The walls are glass, Devin. Everyone is looking.
I'm losing my fucking mind.
That was actually